Right now, let's welcome to the stage your MC for this evening. Give it up for Garri Madera.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Comedy Castle. Give yourselves a big round of applause for coming out tonight. Yeah. Having fun. Still people coming in? That's great. We got a big room tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. Wow, everyone's looking really great. I'm feeling great, but you know what? I'm looking kind of weird shaped. From the waist down, it's like Jackie Chan. Right here, it's like Buddha, and up top, it's like Japanese anime. Yeah. I'm actually Filipino. It's not on everyone's ethnic radar. I remember my first day of football practice in high school. Stepped out on the field. One of my teammates just pointed at me and was like, "Dude, you were the biggest Asian I've ever seen in my entire life." So are you Samoan? I was like, "Why? Do I look like a Girl Scout cookie to you?" Yeah. Well, hey, I don't know if you've ever been to the Comedy Castle before, but we got to tell you a couple things up front. Let's start with the important stuff. There's a yellow piece of paper that says Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle right on your table. If you want to find out about all the awesome acts that are coming through in the next, or for your lifetime, as long as you have email, put your name and your email on there, and you'll receive information, a weekly newsletter about all the acts, which is pretty awesome. Speaking of things yellow, you might have to use the bathroom this evening. You're going to want to use those doors right over there, and those doors are reserved for your awesome wait staff that is going to be bringing you drinks. Who's drinking tonight? Can I hear it? There we go, yeah. So, be nice to your wait staff. Acts. Speaking of acts, I kind of glossed over that. There's great acts that are coming in the next 2 weeks. There is Mr. Don Friesen, two-time comedy competition winner, the only guy in Seattle to do that. And there's also Dennis Regan. He's going to be here 2 weeks from now, and he wrote for King of Queens, and he's also been on the Dave Letterman Show. So that's pretty awesome. And April's going to be a huge month. They got Dave Attell coming through and John Caparello, which, if you have the Netflix, you can check them out on there. But they're also been on like Comedy Central and a bunch of other stuff. So wonderful acts. Wonderful, wonderful acts. Did I remember that? Hey, you know what? I was out in the lobby earlier. I heard some mumbling. There might be some type of celebrations going on this evening. Like a birthday? Like a birthday. Thank you very much. Got a birthday over there. Anybody else? Birthdays? Woo. Hey. Well, happy birthday to everyone. Yay. Being alive for a year is good. Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, you know what? This might come as a surprise to everyone, but I'm single by multiple choice. A, I live at home with my parents. B, I work at Starbucks. C, I drive a 2001 Honda Civic with 185,000 miles on it and no air conditioning. Or D, all of the above. Living at home with my parents is really difficult because my mom's very Catholic and my dad's favorite sport is golf. And I find that I'm still competing for my parents' love. I'm currently in third place behind Jesus Christ and Tiger Woods. Working on my short game, walking on water, not going that well. My mom's awesome, though. She's a really wonderful person. She's a breast cancer survivor. Yep, thank you. She would appreciate that. A couple years ago, she did the 3-day walk. Went out to Plymouth to go support her, go to one of the cheering sections and cheer her on. Happened to be standing next to a guy who was there for his sister, and he also happened to bring with him a papier-mâché representation of breasts. Holding them up really high and cheering very loudly for his sister, and I just looked at him and I'm like, dude, I'm so glad this walk isn't for testicular cancer. Yeah. I've done some fundraisers for breast cancer awareness. A couple weeks ago, did one, and they called it Ha-Ha's for Tatas. So you can pretty much take any word that describes breasts, rhyme it, and it's okay. 15 years ago, 7th grade, I did that. Didn't do so well for myself. Got mad at a girl, yelled across the cafeteria. I was like, you know what, Jill? I'm going to call you Zitty Titties from now on. Principal was there, got detention for a week. Not happy. But I'm going to come up with my own fundraiser. I'm going to call it Smoking Doobies for Boobies. Yep. I'm going to have a t-shirt that says, I'm a happy kitty for titties. Because who doesn't love happy kitties and who doesn't love titties? I think breast cancer awareness, though, they need to take from like some other fundraising events. Like if you feed a kid in Africa for 25 cents a day, a month from now, you get a letter and a picture that says, hey, thank you for your 25 cents a day. If I donate to breast cancer, 5 years from now, I'd love to know how those breasts are doing. Email, picture, it's all easy. Put on Instagram or something. Facebook it. No, maybe not. So yeah. Here's another little surprising fact. I am a godfather, and I have a godson that lives in Windsor. And I love him to death, love visiting him, hate dealing with the Canadian border officials because they're always asking questions. They'll be like, sir, do you have anything to declare? Yes, officer. I declare every time I look at your flag, I want to smoke weed and eat candy canes. Sir, do you have anything in your trunk? Yes, officer. I have a flock of Canadian geese that have been shitting on my lawn for the past 20 years. Go ahead, take a stool sample. The interesting thing about Canadians is how they refer to themselves. As Canucks, it's like half Canadian, half fuck. It's not like we go around calling each other Ameriholes. Right? So I work at Starbucks. It's pretty awesome. I've been there for a while now. I know my customers very well. And when the weather's like it is now, I like to send off the regulars with a very positive message. It's like Miss Kopikeski comes in and gets her grande non-fat latte. I'm like, here you go, Miss Kopikeski. You stay warm and dry out there. She looks back at me and she's like, Garri, I'm always warm and dry. I'm going through menopause. Overshare. Overshare. I've noticed at Starbucks that women, your wardrobes have changed for the winter. You're wearing more layers up here, and you're wearing the very tight leggings down here, sometimes yoga pants. I'm not talking about the pink elephant in the room. I'm talking about the pink camel toe in your pants. Yeah. It's like you've covered up the cleavage up here to reveal the cleavage down here. Yeah. It's like all the women got in the world together, and they're like, if the guys don't see these, they might forget about that. And I just want to say thank you for the reminder, ladies. Thank you very much for the reminder. Sometimes there's a little awkwardness in the conversation at Starbucks. Like I'm not always sure what we're talking about. Lady comes in and she gets a grande extra caramel latte. I'm like, all right. So I put in what I thought was extra caramel. Held the bottle up there for a while. I'm like, okay, this should be sufficient. She takes a drink, she walks off, she tastes it, and she's like, Turns around and is like, there's not enough caramel in here. She puts it down and says, I want more. I'm like, okay, put more caramel in there. And she picks it up. She's like, you know what? Next time, you can taste it. It's like, are we still talking about comedy? Or coffee? Sorry. Oh. All right. Hey, I got big plans for 2013. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to do it on the best day to do it. I'm going to take acid and get arrested on Halloween. Yeah, but I'm going to do it in style. I'm going to do it dressed up as an Oompa Loompa. Yeah, that way when I get thrown in jail, I can call my buddy Steve up, and he's going to come dressed as Willy Wonka. There I'll be in my jail cell waiting. Steve will walk in, and our eyes will meet. And he'll just sing to me, come with me, and we'll be in a world of pure imagination. And everybody else who's tripping off acid that night is going to be like, oh my God, this is the best Halloween ever. All right, we're going to keep the show moving right along. Your next comedian, let's give him, are you ready for your next comedian? Yeah. Sounds good, good. He has performed in the very prestigious Laughing Skull competition in Atlanta. He's also performed on this stage as part of Detroit Laugh Fest. Please give a big round of applause for